Good morning, students. I hope you all are doing well. So, today we are going to continue with our respiratory tract. I'm going to talk about the pharynx, larynx, and the bronchi in this today's lecture. So, as yesterday's lecture, we saw that we talked about the nasal chamber, and nasal chamber we talked about the two nares. We talked about the external nares as well as we talked about internal nares, and we said that the internal nares finally open into your nasopharynx, and it is get closed when you are swallowing food with the help of the bag like structure which is called your uvula, right? So if we talk about nasopharynx is upper part of the throat. It is your upper part of throat and just present behind the nose. It is the just present at the back, or you can say behind the nose. Pharynx and nasopharynx is a part of pharynx which has three segments. That is, as you can see, which is close to your nasal chamber, that is the nasopharynx. Then is the buccal cavity, close to buccal cavity, that is oropharynx, and close to very larynx, that is the laryngopharynx. So we have three segments of pharynx: nasopharynx, oropharynx, and laryngopharynx. Today we are going to talk about the larynx in detail. That, as you can see, that at the front side, right, it is at the top of the neck. If it we say that is your larynx. And what is the larynx? It is called your voice box because it is going to help us in producing sound with the help of vocal cords, with the help of vocal cords. So the two functions of larynx, right, till now we always know that this is voice box, this is called Adam's apple. So it has other two functions. It has another function also. It helps in breathing as well as producing sound. So this is a voice box which is having the vocal cords, and it is having two flap like structures like this. There is a very fiber like structure. As you can see, this white portion, this is very fiber like structure made up of elastic fibers, skin flaps. Actually, these skin very thin skin fibers, flap like structure, which is known, which is called vocal cords. These are your vocal cords, and these vocal cords, they are made up, they are made up of your elastic fibers. And the covering which is covering this, that is the stratified squamous epithelium. And alveoli, if I ask you alveoli, our alveoli, they are covered with the simple squamous epithelium, and our vocal cords, they are covered by stratified squamous epithelium. Now there are two processes, there are two things which can happen here. That vocal cords, they are more developed in male, as you can, if because we know that males, they have broadened voice, right? They have broad voice, and their vocal cords are more developed, approximately about 2.5 centimeter, as compared to the females. They have smaller vocal cord. That is why their voice, they are little sharp, and you can say soft. They are lower in the pitch also because of the smaller vocal cords. So what is happening, how is it producing the sounds? When you inhale, when you breathe in, your vocal cords, they are just in the relaxed position, and when they are relaxed, then this glottis, this is the, this one is glottis. This glottis, as you can see, this opening is very wide, this wide, so that air can goes in, because you are inhaling the air. So vocal cords, they are relaxed, and glottis is wide, so that air can goes in. That is the condition during the inhalation. Now just look at the exhalation, when air has to move out. Now that time, now these are, we are saying, they are in the elastic fibers. Now they are is presence of laryngeal muscles. When the air has to move out, there is a contraction of laryngeal muscles, and due to contraction of laryngeal muscles, these vocal cords, they come closer. and when they come closer, this glottis become narrower and narrower, बहुत कम हो जाता है इसका gap, and air which is coming out, it start now vibrating due to, when air is coming out, due to which there is now vibration starts in these vocal cords, and due to these vibration, the sound is produced. So due to there is a due to contraction of the laryngeal muscles, these vocal cords, they come closer, these vocal cords come closer, and glottis get narrowed, and sound is produced due to vibration of vocal cords. So 2 points here, you have to mention 2 types of condition: when you inhale here and when you exhale here. So there is a 2 functions vocal cords they are performing. They are helping, or I can say larynx, it is helping in producing the sounds because of vocal cords, and it is also helping in the breathing also. So now larynx is made up of our 4 cartilages: thyroid, cricoid, arytenoid. Right? I will show you with the example that how can you learn it, but first let understand it in this way, that thyroid is the biggest one. It is 1 in number. Cricoid is also 1 in number. Arytenoid, it is 2 in number, and smallest one. So 1, 2, 3, 4. They are 4 in number. So 4 cartilages: thyroid, cricoid, arytenoid. And arytenoid, they are 2 in number, and they are the smallest one. This thyroid cartilage, it supports front, upper, and lower part of the larynx. It supports the front. I will show you that how it is, how can we understand it. It support the front, as you can see, support. This is our thyroid cartilage. It supports the front, back, and the lower part of the larynx. And from the anterior part, this part, from the anterior part, there is a arises bilobed structure like this. This is green portion from the anterior, from the front side. From the front side, there is a this bilobe structure arises, which is called your epiglottis, and this epiglottis, it closes the glottis. It ultimately, it help in the closing of the glottis. Cricoid, just look at a ring like structure. As you can see, this is the cricoid. So this is ring like structure and supports the bottom. It makes a ring. Arytenoid, these are the triangular shaped structure which supports the back part, or you can say support the back part from the sides. Back part, it supports, this support the back portion from the sides. So this there are 2 arytenoids, 1 thyroid, and 1 is the cricoid. So these are the 4 cartilage. Let's see now how they are arranged in the larynx. Okay students, so now you have an idea that how many cartilages we have. We have 4 in number, and that is 1 thyroid, 1 cricoid, and 2 arytenoid. So how to understand this? You don't need to cram their functioning, that okay, thyroid is doing this. No, you need to understand it. So because it is a cover around the larynx, they are supporting the larynx. So as you can see, the biggest letter I have drawn here is the I, and biggest cartilage is thyroid. So let's see that if I cover it around my larynx, then as you can see, the upper area, the upper portion, it is covered by your thyroid cartilage. The lower portion, look at just black line. Okay, follow right now, just black line. This lower portion, it is also covered by your thyroid. And the anterior portion, this front part, it is covered by thyroid cartilage. So 3 function it is doing. It is covering the upper area, it is supporting the lower, right, as well as anterior front part of your larynx. Let's come to your now cricoid. Look at the green portion here. So this is forming a ring. This is forming a ring around your larynx, right? This cricoid, this green color, it is forming a, it is present at the base and it is forming a ring. So this is our, the cartilage which is forming a ring at the base. This is our cricoid cartilage. The next, now the left one is with the two smallest one, and two smallest one, they are at the back. And at the back, as you can see, these two triangular structure, these two triangle structure, that is your arytenoid. These two are our, two in number, arytenoid cartilage. This is the best way to understand. Even you can also make like this whenever you are in confusion. Then my teacher also told me, so I am also teaching from very beginning in this way only. So this is our biggest one, is that is your thyroid, and then at the base which is forming a ring, that is your cricoid, and at the back there are two smaller ones, this is a retinoid cartilage. So now, after now you are completely understood about the cartilages or larynx, now let's move on to the trachea. As you can see, now this is our thyroid cartilage, and thyroid cartilage is at the top, it is having the bilobe structure, that is epiglottis, and at the base it is having cricoid cartilage. Now because our arytenoid is at the back, so we are not considering it. So this now will move further into the air, will now move into the trachea. This is tube like structure, and it is 10 to 11 सेंटीमीटर लॉन्ग स्ट्रक्चर. ये जो आपका ट्रैकिया है ये 10 to 11 सेंटीमीटर लॉन्ग है, एंड इट इज़ हैविंग, इट इज़ सपोर्टेड बिकॉज दिस इज़ अ ट्यूब, इट हैज़ टू होल्ड, समवन हैज़ टू होल्ड दिस. सो दिस इज़ सपोर्टेड बाय इनकम्प्लीट. सी अगर आप ध्यान से देखो, आई हैव ड्रॉन दीज रिंग्स लाइक दिस. I have not made complete rings. So these C-shaped rings, they are the cartilaginous rings which are supporting this trachea, and they are covered with the ciliated epithelium. Now in this chapter we are talking about so much epithelium, so you need to be very careful at which place which epithelium is playing the role. So here in the trachea, ciliated epithelium. This trachea now divides into the bronchi. If you are writing the single one, if you are labeling the single, then mention it as the bronchus, right bronchus and left bronchus. So this is known as our primary bronchi. When these trachea divides into two parts, this is known as primary bronchi. Why they have cartilaginous rings? So that trachea does not collapse even in absence of air. Even if suppose you are not able to, sometime for few seconds there is no air, then trachea should not collapse. The number of rings in a trachea, it can changes it depending on the organism. It can be from 16 to 20 in number. So now let's move to, after trachea, let's move see bronchi. As already I told you, this trachea divides into two right and left bronchus. So as you can see, this is our epiglottis, and then there is a thyroid cartilage, cricoid, and there is the trachea with the cartilaginous ring, C-shaped, lined by ciliated epithelium. Now this trachea is dividing into the right bronchus. This is right portion and this is left portion. As you are very clear that why we are drawing it right and left. So here this bronchi, primary bronchi, they are also covered with the, they are also having these C-shaped cartilaginous rings. This is primary bronchi, and they the right will enter into right lung, left bronchi will enter into left lung, left bronchus will enter into left lung. Now this further, as you can see, this is further divided into two, and this one is further divided into three. Why? Because your right lung, it has three lobes. It has three lobes. 1, 2, 3, or I can say it's divided into three parts. And here this left lung has only two lobes. I am not going to concentrate on lobes right now. I am going to only talk about the bronchi. So here is the first branch is known as primary bronchi. It will form further branches, three branches in the right, and these are known as secondary bronchus. And here is also, this one will be my secondary bronchus, right? And where is this structure present? That structure is present in your thoracic cavity, and on the base of lungs we have a muscular diaphragm which separates the thoracic cavity from the abdominal. Your whole body, it is divided into head, thorax and abdomen. In the thorax area, in the thorax cavity, thorax space, there is a present your lungs. Now on the left lung, as you can see this bulge, there is a depression, and this depression, in this depression or in this kind of space, this area is known as cardiac notch, and cardiac notch is the area where your heart is present. So there is a difference between right bronchus and left bronchus. Suppose this is my trachea. Okay, now this is entering into suppose this one is entering, let's draw it again. So this is trachea, and now this is entering into right lung, and here it is my left lung. Here this right lung is little wider as compared to right, as compared to left. So right bronchus is 2.5 centimeter long and left bronchus is 5 centimeter long. This is wider, आप देख सकते हो, this is little चौड़ा, देखिए चौड़ाई में ज़्यादा है as compared to left bronchus. This is narrower, this is more vertical, and left bronchus is more horizontal. One right bronchus is more vertical, more like this, and left bronchus is horizontal. There is a cardiac notch present in your left lung, and this is the area where your heart is placed. This is so bronchi, they are the main passage, there are the main ways, main tubes through which air passes into the lungs. Whenever you breathe, whenever someone takes a breath through their nose or mouth, air first travel into larynx, then through trachea it enter into left and right bronchus. Then primary bronchi is the one who enter into lungs. They divide into secondary bronchi, and then secondary bronchi enter into each lobe of your right and left lungs, right? So here is about your bronchi, pharynx and the larynx. Tomorrow we are going to start with our structure of lungs in the detail.